Okay, so
Oh,
we
nice
are going
backside.
live straight away. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to.
これは流れがあった。
Woken up, and we are going
さあ、
straight
そし
into it.
て
Bear with me.
マリア・アンドレス、
Finals of
後ろ
IWT
ホワイトデュオトーン
event. I'm in Omazaki. We've got women's final coming into the last minutes here, and Sato leading just ahead of Maria Andras, Sarah Hauser in third, and Maria Morales in fourth place. It's been a tricky day on the water, but we are getting some action, and that is what we want to see. Like I said, I have been watching, but I thought maybe we'll bring some English commentary to these final heats. It's not going to be a perfect stream, but yeah, let's bring you some English commentary to this event. If you're tuning in, let me know in the comments. I think we're going to get Paul Van Bellen maybe joining in a little bit, but we are into the final round. So as you can see, not long left in this heat. And the local rider, Sato, she's won the Aloha Classic before, and it looks like she is going to take the win here, but super close, actually. Sarah Hauser has just moved up into second place. Yeah, she has just jumped ahead of Maria Andras.
さあ、サラ選手が今のライディングで2位まで上がってきました。
Change at the end, though, not long to go. Like you say, if you are just tuning in,
さあ、残り2分。残り2分。
It's the first event of the year in Japan. Omazaki, they've not had the typical.
さあ、マリア・アンドレス。マリア・アンドレス。
Seeing over there in Omazaki, it's been super light all day.
ホワイトデュオトーン。
A full recap as it looks like Maria Andras coming into the final minutes. Could this be a buzzer beater? Could she take the win with a final wave? Needs something probably pretty special. She's got some good scores on the board already, though. So just a solid wave, some good smacks. That could be what we need. Oh, she's gone down super hard. Oh, she's got smashed. That could have been the difference there. No, looks like Sato with, well, not long left, is there? 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. That really could have been the difference there. Motoko Sato leading at the moment.
残り1分を切りました。Last 1 minute.
Video. Let's have a look. What we got going on here. Apologies. Like I say, it has been a little bit last minute. There we go. Is that better? Can you guys? Is that better? Let me know. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. We've got the final of the women in the final seconds now. Coming up. I'm going to just... Well, how do we get rid of...
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
We've got all sorts.
1.
Let's delete a few things, see if that's better. Let me know if that commentary is, but that is the end of the heat. Motoko Sato looks like she's done it on the Severn, and that would be a big win. Local girl taking home the prize, unless there's any surprises at the end of this heat. Looks like Sarah Hauser coming up good at the end. That wave last wave. Oh, and getting really smashed. She was actually still in the straps there. Oh, that looked a nasty way to end the heat. Oh, well, there it just goes to show how powerful that wave is on the inside. Wow, that looked pretty brutal, but she's got someone carrying her stuff up, but she's got to be pretty happy with that. And we're going to go straight into men's final next. We have already done a full elimination today. He looks pretty happy. The caddy. But she looks knackered. So, yeah, that's it. The final coming up of the men. And we will review these heats at the end. High fives all around. And it does look like, oh, there they are. We're getting the cheers from down the beach. She is just finding out she has won the 2024 opening wave event of the year in Omazaki, Japan. A really good performance. I mean, she was tipped before this event to take the win, and she has not let us down. Wow. There we go. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's a dingle elimination. So that will be the result as far as I'm concerned. You won't see a double elimination because they've run the dingle format, which gives a round, a redemption round in the middle. So as far as I'm aware, again, I'm not over at the event, but as far as I'm aware, that will be the win. So Sato, she is going to be made up, like I say, local rider. She's won the Yellow Classic before. And she's now looking like she has won the IWT PWA Unified Tour event here to kick off the year. Will we see her at more events? After winning the first event, you never know. We might see her venturing over into Europe. I don't think that has happened before, but let's see. Let's watch this space. Right, next up, we have got the men. Bernd Rodiger, Morgan Nero, Marcilio Brown, and Victor Fernandez. It has been a long day on the water. It has definitely been a long day on the water. I think it looks like we're going to get Paul Van Bellen to join us. He actually did say, "Shall we try and do the commentary?" And I was like, "No, we'll just leave the guys to it." But I had a change of heart.
Benny, we're here. The final.
We are here, mate. Sorry, I was just watching, thinking, "Well, I'm watching it. What am I doing? Let's at least come on, give us some English commentary, a little bit of banter."
Let's be honest, Benny. You just want to hear your voice on the commentary.
That's what they said in the comments. It's true. I love the sound of my own voice.
But we all do, Benny. We all want to hear your voice.
Here we go. Finals on. So
if
you are just joining us, we have got Bernd Rodiger, Morgan Nero, Marcilio Brown kicking off, and Victor Fernandez. It's almost like IWT versus PWA. I know people love to say that sort of thing. Morgan Nero, Bernd Rodiger have been doing, a fair few IWT events over the years. Brown and obviously Victor Fernandez more, Brown has done some IWT events before, but now we've got the Unified Tour. They're all coming together. First event in Japan. Have you seen many of the heats today?
Well, we just watched the last few semis, and Victor was sailing well.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? He was a bit of a surprise pack, even though he shouldn't be a surprise, but I didn't really pick him going to the final, but here he is. Conditions are tricky. So Bant was sailing well. I mean, they're all obviously sailing pretty well in tricky conditions. What were your thoughts?
Well, it was interesting because we did some predictions yesterday. And I've got to say, in the women, for whatever reason, I didn't even see Maria Andras's name. I don't know if my brain just wasn't working, but I didn't see her. But yeah, she would have definitely been in my picks to get up there. We're going to go on to that in a minute. But in the men, the picks that we gave yesterday were kind of based on typical Omazaki conditions. Now, I watched it from early today. The early rounds looked pretty well, not great, I won't lie. But this now, we've got wind, they can select waves. There is definitely more skill on offer in these later rounds. And I think we're going to see a deserved champion. Yeah, obviously not the conditions we wanted to see. We want to see a bit more wind. We want to see some jumping. But this is what we've got. And sometimes you've got to do it. There we are, a little duck tack from Bernd Rodiger. Or as he's known, Bernard. Gerdberger. Yeah, so it's really interesting. Sato looks like she's took the opening event of the year in the women. Sarah Hauser in second, and that's a really good way to start the year for Hauser. Maria Andras in third and Maria Morales in fourth. Now we're into men's final, and we have got Marcilio Brown, the 2023 Wave World Champion. He is in the final. It's not been an easy route there. We just saw the semi-finals. Marc Paré was actually looking like he was going to make the final, but Victor Fernandez coming through, and Fernandez did look good. Like in these conditions that I've seen today, all bets are off. Fernandez has got the skills to do it, I tell you. He makes these conditions always look flowing and good. He seems to find the lips. I'd be putting a little sneaky bet on Fernandez, I tell you. He just flows. He's got the experience. He's making this look down the line. You know what I mean? He does that. That's because that looked like a nasty ending there.
Little one-hander off the top. Just didn't quite come off. But his wave count's so impressive. Every time you see a wave, half the time it's him on it.
Yeah,
He's taking
he
his-
really does like pick up the waves. But again, you only need 2 waves. At the moment, Bernd Rodiger is leading. I'm going to try and get the live scores up here just to give us something to look at. I just don't want to look away from the action in case I miss something. So keep an eye on that. Click for the live.
Bant. Bant's out there in the lead.
Bernd Rodiger,
So
could he kick off the year with a win?
I definitely could. Very, very good sailor, obviously. Marsilio, Victor, or Morgan. God, this is a tricky one to pick.
I mean, they all could easily do the business here. They've all sailed well enough to make the final. Okay, live scoring. God, I'm taking my time. Sorry, I'm getting there. But we are there now. There we go. I don't really think I can pull this up at the same time. But Bernd Rodiger, he's got a 3. Oh, Marsilio Brown, a 6-2-3 to kick things off. So that is definitely, even though he's second in the rankings here, he's only got 1 wave and it's over 6 points. And from what we've seen today, that's a big scoring wave. Second highest scoring wave is Bernd Rodiger with a 490. And then Morgan Nero with a 430. And that's what we're looking at this point. You no point looking at the overall standings. You want to look at the size of their wave scores. So Morgan Nero in second place at the moment, but he's got 2 4-point waves. And that probably won't be enough, to fend off Marsilio Brown when he gets another scoring wave. So we'll keep an eye on that. And it looks like it's loading right now. Brown.
That last wave of Morgan's looked good. He was linking up some good turns. So I'm not sure. Was that a 4-point ride, that last ride from Morgan?
Yeah, okay. I think that opening wave from Brown had that backside 3 on it, and he obviously had some good turns as well. But that's a big way to start the heat, when the reigning world champion kicks off the heat with an over 6-point wave. And if you just look at some of the scores we've seen today, if you're getting over 10 points, over 12 points, so 2 6-point waves would usually give you the win. So already it's looking very good. And Marsilio Brown on to nearly 11, just under 12 points at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the ticker myself, just because it's obviously a little delayed.
Yeah, he's got 4.87 for that last wave from Brown. Puts him into the lead, but I'll be expecting him to up that score. But he's sitting very nicely now because he's got the one big score. He's got the backup of nearly a 5-point wave. So he's now will only pick something that will give him more than 5 points. We've got Stefan saying, looks like too little wind. I tell you what, if you'd seen some of the earlier heats, this is windy. This is windy. It was so light in the early rounds. We saw Costa really hardly moving in the early rounds. And actually him and Paré ended up in some like death match heat in the redemption round. So, Costa is actually out in the first round.
Yeah, we got a few wrong yesterday on the podcast. We were making some predictions. Costa was one of the ones that we thought would get through a few, but he exited early.
There was a few upsets, but when you look at the conditions that we had earlier, I don't want to say it was a lottery, but the very early rounds was super light. So the problem is when it's super light, well, there we go, Brown. Now you can pick waves. I think this is fair competition. It's difficult, not easy, but I think it's fair competition. The early rounds, there was a few I thought, personally speaking, if I was out there, you had to be a bit lucky with your wave choice because you couldn't get around the break. Look at this. He's making this look good. It's a little bit onshore and he's riding it down the line, full open. He's going to get a hit here at the end. Just needs to stay on. That's pretty solid.
Upwind wave 3-6, no.
He's just going to milk this all the way in. And then he's got a whole clear run till the end of the heat to find something extra special. That is a solid second scoring ride there for Brown.
Super good. I had to take an important phone call before. So what was the result in the women's? I couldn't unfortunately watch it.
Well, just coming in 650 for that wave from Brown. 650. That's the biggest heat scoring wave. I think it puts him onto nearly 13 points. So Brown looking in such fine form. And we'll go back to the women in a minute because we're going to replay that heat after this final, I think, and just have another look at it. But cool. Motoko Sato winning.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah, she delivered the goods. Sarah Hauser coming up into second, Maria Andras in third, and Maria Morales in fourth. That was the women's results. But Marsilio Brown, the 2023 World Wave Champion, is absolutely smashing this heat right now. Oh, he's actually, that wave has dropped. It was a 6.50. It's now coming in at 5.87.
Ooh.
It has dropped, makes a big difference. He's on 12.10 points. So he's got a hefty looking lead. All of his wave scores, both his counting wave scores, are bigger than any of the other wave scores on the board at the moment. So he has such an advantage. I mean, that is one thing we did say yesterday. Well, I said yesterday is Brown would be my pick for the win. You know, if you could pick anyone, you know, it's very difficult to bet against Marsilio Brown, and he is definitely delivering right now. Obviously, I had a sneaky side bet on Paré, so that was a bit of my sin. I tell you what, when you looked in those semi-finals, any of the boys could have made the finals. You know, everyone looking pretty good. But I'm glad they've got a bit of win now. I think this makes for a pretty fair competition in this final. And you're just seeing, you know, when there's fair wind out there, Brown is stomping. But we can't count out the other riders. And he takes two waves. You know, one crazy good wave from one of these boys puts them right back in the mix, and they're all capable of it. We've got, what have we got? We've got a lower champions coming out our ears in this heat, haven't we? Brown's won the lower classic, has he? Yes. Bernd Rodiger's won it. Morgan LaRose won it. I think Bernd and Morgan have won it a few times.
It's definitely a stacked final, but
so in case you don't know, two waves to count in this heat. So no jumps.
At this stage in the game. Oh, sorry, mate.
No, I was going to say the reason they're pushing it through is the forecast is not guaranteed. So they have pushed pretty hard today. Few of the riders will be upset with that, I think, because they were hoping maybe some other conditions might come up. But when you've got a whole event relying on a result and sponsors relying on a result, sometimes you've got to push it through.
Marsilio is looking good, isn't he? That's he'd have to be the red hot favorite at the moment. I know he's winning, but
look at this.
Oh, Bernard. Forward off the lip.
Yeah, couldn't quite find it. If he'd have found that connection there, that's the sort of thing that could go into the eights if we see some proper connection.
Morgan's got good style. Oh, that wave it started to peter out.
Yeah, it's a difficult place to sail by the looks of it, this Omazaki. I mean, we did see some of the local boys giving the guys a run for their money. I thought it looking like Takara Ishii was going to be maybe in the final at one point. Also, Ryu, the young 16-year-old, I think he was up into the semi-finals or, awesome. You know, right up there at least.
So cool. Oh,
Here we go, Fernandez. What's he got? He's let me down at the moment. Sitting in fourth place in this final after bigging him up. And
that's not going to help.
Fernandez.
So let's have a look at the scores. Has it been updated?
Yeah, Takara Ishii and Ryu in that semi-final. I'm just looking back now. But at the moment, Marsilio Brown really in control of this final. But as we know, it's quite a long heat. Still got 14 minutes to go. So they've extended the heat for the final. If you are just tuning in, this is the final here in Japan, Omazaki Beach, for the opening event of the IWT PWA Unified Wave Tour. This is to find out who will be, well, it's one of the contributing factors that will crown the Wave World Champion in 2024. Kicking off in Japan. The forecast has been absolutely crazy, up and down and around and all over the place. We're only in the second day, but they have pushed through in the competition. And if
Ooh.
you're used to PWA events, you will be probably thinking, oh, but the double elimination, we're going to see people come back. Well, from what I can see, this is a dingle and we won't be seeing the double. So the winner of this heat here will be the champion. Wow, what's that you ran over there? Oh, there was something in the water.
It's a good looking wave. Is it going to build a bit on the inside here? Yeah.
It needs it to hold up. It's doing that Tenerife thing where you run it upwind and it doesn't quite build up on you.
Oh.
I mean, he needs something special. He needs to keep himself busy. Maybe that's what he's doing because he's already got 2 really good waves.
Not easy conditions, is it? You know, you're down, your bottom turn in this wind, and there's nothing in your sail, is there?
Yeah, you can see him leaning super far forward. You know, it's 2 waves, but it's not down the line. You know, it's a little bit onshore, which is, you know, not normal. That means it's light, but they're making the most of it, you know. And again, when you've got wind and you can get around the break and you can have a few choices at waves, there's a lot more going on. You know, you are picking what you're riding and not riding. So go
Victor.
Fernandez on that top end. He's having to go for this, I think, just because.
Yeah, this is a good looking wave, is it?
From what I can tell, a few of them are going on waves and going, well, you never know, because some of them are opening up and others are not. And I don't think there's a total science to it at the moment. It's
Bernard.
Good.
That was, mate, wave of the heat.
That was a proper hit, wasn't it? That was a proper hit.
Curious.
And we only saw the end of it. We don't know what happened before that, you know. Was that the opening hit? Did he get some stuff afterwards? Problem is, with 4 riders on the water, we cannot see everything.
Well, yeah, it just cut out because it went to Victor then, and Bernard was in the background still carving it up. So I'm curious what score he gets for that one. It's going to be probably pretty good.
Brown as well, and he's going to get another hit here. He gets in the middle of it. Bang, 2 big hits. Things are livening up in this final.
Bant's wave was sick, wasn't it? I'm curious what the score is on that one. Oh, here, is it dropped? 5, 6, 7? Oh. What's happening? Is it just me on here, or am I... Anyone in the comments? Is it just me talking at the moment, or have I dropped out? Because I am seeing a frozen Ben and a frozen screen. What is going on? Oh, okay. Oh, it's just me. Oh, sorry, guys. I thought I was the one that was... We've lost Ben, and we have lost... Oh, he's back.
I'm back. Sorry, apologies.
I didn't know what was going on then.
Well, I just lost everything. So, yeah.
Okay. I was just talking to myself then, and people were telling me that it was just me. So, apologies, everyone. I had no idea what was going on.
Let me see.
We lost our main man.
Is that back?
It's back. It's back, mate. So that last wave from Bant was a 5, 6, 7, which has improved his score, but Marsilio is still in the lead. Victor's last wave was a 5.1, so that improved his score to a 9.1 overall.
Yeah, 10 minutes left in the heat. So 10 minutes left. It's looking a bit more interesting now with Bernd getting that 5, 6, 7, which is the third highest score in the heat. Still, Brasinho holds the 2 highest scores in this heat and obviously is leading it. But Bernd's now highest scoring wave is only just behind Brasinho's second scoring wave. So he would need to score something like a 6-4, something like that, 6-4-3. So
yeah, 6-4-3.
It's there, but it's not easy. We haven't seen many 6-4-3s.
Well, the highest score so far is a 6.23, so he's going to have to get the best wave of the heat.
Yes. But that's what we want to see in a final. I mean, can you believe they've got to the final already? I mean,
Wow, smashed it.
that's a mad day. And this will be a result. It will be a final result. There is masters, and I'm guessing they've got youth and juniors and all sorts of IWT normal stuff, which is also what's going to be going on as well. But this will be it for the pro men and pro women. We've just done the pro women's heats. We've had that final, Sato winning it, Sarah Hauser second, Maria Andras third, and Maria Morales in fourth place. So the local girl taking home the victory and is now leading the world tour.
Ooh.
And this is the men's final.
Ooh.
Marcilio Brown, Bernd Rodiger, Victor Fernandez, and Morgan Nero fighting it out to see who will be leading the world tour after the first stop here in Omazaki, Japan. I mean, it's going to be an exciting year, that's for sure.
This looks interesting. What's happening with this wave? Oh, it's just going upwind to the big round. Oh, okay.
Using it maybe to get upwind. Sometimes a really good tactic.
Mm.
We've got Cody Maverick. Isn't that off Surf's Up? Cody Maverick.
Maverick from Top Gun.
You not seen Surf's Up? The penguin surfing
Yeah,
film?
actually, I haven't actually seen that, but I saw you you made a little meme out of it.
It's one of my favorite films.
Yeah, okay.
Shouldn't really admit that, should I?
So how much time we got left? Is it just over 7 minutes? 7.5 minutes.
7.5 minutes.
Ooh, it's getting tense.
Can you see any upsets here? Can you see anyone challenging Brown? I think it's going to be very difficult.
I mean, these conditions.
He's got to find something big, isn't he? But Bernd Rodiger, he can definitely do it. I mean, he's got the skills. We've seen that big hit before.
It's going to take an aerial, I guess, an aerial and a big hit, probably. No one's really done
a couple of big hits or a maneuver, something like that. We haven't seen today because there's so much risk involved. We might see Brown go for something here because he's already got 2 good scores.
Yeah,
you never know. You don't know how far to risk it because sometimes just improving your score by a tiniest, little margin could be the difference.
Yeah. Morgan's going upwind. Maybe he's seeing something up here that the others aren't. Maybe it's the wave breaking.
Working from what I've seen, but let's see. He looks like he's found something.
Oh,
bang!
Oh, there we go.
Take it all back. He's spotted something. Is that it? Is it going to open up even more?
He's found a bank up there.
Yeah, and it is opening up again. Bang!
Oh, there we go.
2 hits.
That's what do you think the score on that one would be?
Well, I would say he's not going to be in last place anymore.
That's probably what at least
the podium. You've got to remember this. It's not just for the win. A podium is a big difference. If you're 4th in this heat, it's going to hurt. The other boys are going to be on the podium. And you're going to be missing out. I tell you what, they're getting some hits now.
He got
nerd.
I think he got a 5 for that wave. Did he?
Let's have a look. Morgan Rose gone into 3rd place with that wave.
Oh,
Bernard gets the backside 3 attempt in.
So was that 5 for Morgan? Yeah. You got 5 for that. 5 for 2 big hits. I thought he might get a little bit more because they seemed like pretty good hits on a sizable wave, but maybe it was the drone angle as well. It's tricky, isn't it, when the drone's up high looking down sometimes to see.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Yeah. I mean, again, it depends where the judges are as well. Morgan Nero, 5 points for that wave. So it does put him into 3rd place, which is the podium at the moment, which you cannot fault that. But Victor Fernandez still will have opportunities with 4 minutes 46 on the clock. This is to see who will be leading the world tour after the first event here in Japan. Omazaki, not the classic Omazaki conditions that we were hoping to see. We wanted to see big starboard tack jumping, gnarly wave riding, which we're getting a little glimpse of how it could have been. It is pretty brutal place. It's got a fair hefty lip on it, It's not, the most groomed place, let's say. There is like peaks everywhere and there's some gnarly sections, which usually makes for some great competition, but some difficult competition if you're out on the water. At the moment, Victor Fernandez in 4th place, Morgan Nareau 3rd, Bernd Gerberger in 2nd, and Marcelio Brown in 3rd.
We're never going to pronounce his name properly again after that, are we? It's his new name.
Well, for anyone who doesn't know, there is a bit of a where he was doing some sup competition, and the commentators pronounced his name Bernard Gerberger.
Bernard Gerderer. So we've picked up on that, and now it's that's his new name. Oh, there we go. This is an interesting perspective from the drone here, looking upwind.
3 minutes 30 on the clock. Victor Fernandez, big spray. That was well timed.
Yeah, but it was only one turn, wasn't it?
Well, what did he do before? We don't know.
We missed it.
Maybe that's the end. If that's the end of a big wave, which it might be, look how far in he is. If that's the end of a big wave, we could be seeing a big score for Fernandez dropping. But again, we didn't see the whole wave. Oh, there we go. I think it is the end because 5.6 just drops for Victor Fernandez and he moves up into 2nd place. Victor Fernandez up into 2nd. Whoa, There we go. So that must have been the end of a pretty tasty looking wave for Fernandez. And that is a big move with only 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Bernard drops to 3rd and Morgan in 4th now.
Yeah. Pretty tight heat though, isn't it? Between, Marsilio's a bit out the front, but yeah, pretty close scores.
Not much to split it, is there? Not much to split it at all. If you are just waking up in Europe, if you are just tuning in, this is the final of Japan. Obviously, this is not the official stream. We've stole it off the IWT. But at the moment, when I last tuned in, there was only Japanese commentary. So just trying to bring you a bit of English commentary to the mix. Just watching the finals. We've just done the women's final as well, but this is the men's final, and this is it. This is a dingle elimination, so this result will count. There won't be a double elimination. This is it. This is for the winner, the 2nd, and all the podium places. 1 minute 44 on the clock. Marcelio Brown leading Victor Fernandez. I mean, Brown's still got the 2 highest scoring waves of this heat, so he is in such control right now.
Go back to Morgan. Here we go. Oh,
he's going to be very relaxed right now. Marcelio Brown is just going to wait, probably sail someone off a wave. He's going to get one last go. Morgan Nareau's going to get a chance here. In 4th place at the moment, a good scoring wave here could get him on the podium. It's not a bad first hit.
That's 2 points.
To find something else. You can see the way that wave's shaping up downwind. He might get a section, but it's bending away from him. It's not going to work.
That's a 3-point ride. I think they're scoring about 2.5 for a big hit. So if you can get 2 big hits plus a maneuver, you're looking at a high 6-7 point ride. But it's hard for people to get all those
50 seconds to go. We've got Brown on a wave. We've got Bernd Rodiger on the wave behind as well. Really want to see Bern's wave because, Brown's already got 2 good scoring waves, but this could be the ending ride for him. It's not going to be a scoring wave. Let's have a look at Bernd Rodiger. Come on, let's have a look. We can just use our mind to tell the cameraman.
There he is. What's going on?
Riding. Could he overtake Victor Fernandez? What would he need if he were to overtake? I mean,
forget Brazilian.
Bernd Rodiger. Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus. What do we miss?
You will not believe what I have just seen.
Bernd
Rodiger
he's done it.
Dropped a 7-point ride.
7.5.
Why? Because he made this goiter. We're looking at the scores before they drop on the screen. Bernd Rodiger, I think, has just done the buzzer beater of all buzzer beaters.
That's sick. Wow. And the head dip. How much for the head dip?
7 points for that last wave. I mean, that is a buzzer beater if you've ever seen one. What do you make of that? Wow.
Oh, well, he just pulled it out, didn't he? Far. You never count him out. You never count him out, Benny. He was there at the end.
you've got to be in there. And he was the one who was the closest, but he would have needed something big. And he has pulled out something big. Brown will be watching this back going, you are joking me. I mean, he really did scrape that thing around at the end, didn't he? But no one else was pulling off maneuvers. No one else was going for them. Wow. What a result. Bernard,
the samurai in Japan. It's fitting.
Oh, God. Wow. Who saw that coming? I'll be honest. I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming.
Bernard, he just sits there in the background, just cool as a cucumber, and then bam, just rips out the goiter.
Oh, it's such a shame we didn't see the whole wave, but it looked like he had some good turns before that. And then the finishing move was that goiter. When Brown sees the result and works out how it happened or watches it back,
look at him.
He's feeling it.
As he's just discovered he's won. Look at him.
And this is when the media goes, away from Goya, from Marsilio Brown, and walks over to Bern, and you're left there on your own on the beach, and they're all crowded around the winner.
What's the cameraman doing? Back to Bernard.
I was going to say, what is he doing?
Where's he going? Holy moly.
Oh, my life. Come on.
Bernard,
this is when you need someone who knows what's going on. The camera guy's probably like,
where's the cameraman going?
Sunset. Look at this beautiful sunset, Paul.
It is beautiful, but Bernard's probably on the ground crying as we speak.
Oh, let's have a look at him. Come on.
Oh, here we go. We're just having a bit of a pan.
Yeah. Is that there he is. There's some there. That's what we want to see. Stop.
Stop.
Stop. He's going home. He's off. He's off.
The sky. The sky.
Okay. So there we go. If we could just zoom in on his face. I mean, we're going to have a rewatch of that wave in a minute.
Zoom. Oh, look, someone's head.
There's some high five.
Yes, he's happy. Good start for the year for Bernard. It's going to fire him up, isn't it?
Wow. I mean, that was a buzzer beater of buzzer beaters.
Is that the cameraman?
Yeah, there's lots of high-fiving going on. The cameraman.
Look, there's somebody homeless coming off the beach.
Getting his moment. He's packing up. He's like, I'm off, mate. It's been a long day. I mean, that has been a long day for him, to be fair. Live streaming all day from 7 in the morning, I think it is.
And Swifty.
So if you are just tuning in, we have just watched the final of this IWT PWA Unified Wave Tour, kicking off the year in Omazaki, Japan. We had a final. Marsilio Brown, obviously the reigning world champion, was in that final. Morgan Nareau, many times a lower classic champion. Victor Fernandez, many times world champion. And Bernd Rodiger, a champion in his own right in the lower classic. He's won Cape Verde before, and he has just pulled off the buzzer beater of buzzer beaters. Highest scoring wave, as far as I can work out today, that would be 7 points in the dying seconds. Let's see if they've updated that score. Sometimes they do. 7.5 it came in at the end. So he really did smash it right at the end.
Yes, I'm curious what it was. Was it 2 hits and a goiter, or maybe 1 hit and a goiter?
So. It was a long wave all the way in. That goiter was right on the last section. So I want to replay the wave, but I'm scared they're going to do some little close-ups, but I don't think that's going to happen, is it? Should we have a look at
I'll go back in the video.
Yeah, but also you've got to remember that we had the women's final as well. Sato taking the win here. She's won the Aloha Classic before. She's now won in her home beach because this is her home spot. So that's no surprise. A lot of people tipping her for the win, and she has done it. Second place was Sarah Hauser. Came back with a wave towards the end of the heat. The Maui guys are putting in those late hits. So Sarah Hauser second. Third place, Maria Andras. In third, and in fourth place, it was Maria Morales. So that is how it is looking. And that is only day 2 here in Japan, but that will be the final results. The other days that are on the calendar will be reserved for Masters. I think there's going to be some Masters heats. I guess we're going to have youth and juniors. So yeah, stay tuned for that. This was meant to be like a summary of the day. We thought we'd get up, it would already be finished, and we kind of make up a summary, but it just so happened they were still live, so kind of made sense to do that.
Has he got a waist harness on? It's not. He has a habit of wearing seat harnesses, but I think he's got a waist harness.
Oh, he's getting his pictures, getting his moment of glory right now. We'll be seeing these pictures online at some point, no doubt. Wow, I'd like to see Brown's face right now. This is when you need those insights, don't you? Like, you love to like just get the words from the guys. I know it's not easy to get that sort of media, but that's the goal. That's definitely the goal.
Having said that, second place still a good result. Because
solid. I mean, it's a good way to start the year.
Oh yeah, and especially in an event like this, because any of them are probably thinking they're easily just exit the first rounds just because of the conditions, you know. So,
I think we've lost him.
Over. Okay. We can't. Can we go back?
Go back. I'm going back.
Excellent. There we go. So let's see. Can we see the final wave a bit, or?
Well, this is 50 seconds to go. If you look top right, I'm probably going to mess this up. I apologize, but look, there we go. That's burnt up here. So it's a full outside to inside wave.
Oh, it's a fair way out, isn't it?
Yeah. So he's riding. Obviously, that wave there, that's what he rides all the way in and then finishes with a goiter. And you can see that section's already sitting up for him. But we don't see the whole wave, obviously. We've got Marcilio Brown on this. We can have to imagine he's like in the background now. Bang.
You do the sound effects, Benny.
Yeah. Oh, he just hit a massive hit there.
Early, mate.
Yeah, so a little backside. So we don't know what he's done before this. We're expecting it to have been pretty tasty, I guess. I mean, then we had a little shot of the drone landing, and then this is the final move. This is what got the win.
Oh, I just got that section, didn't he? Wow. Oh,
I mean, he really had to pull it out the bag, and that pulling it out of the wave like that was the difference between winning this event and not winning it.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Yes, I love that head dip. Surely they go. Do you think the head dip scores at all, Benny? Did you get anything for that? just for extra style points, you know.
100%, 100%. Give him the points.
It's like a windsurfing claim.
So is that ended that video now? Then is it? No. I'm just thinking maybe there would be some sort of prize given because they can do it straight away. Usually. Well, we won't know. So yeah, there we go.
It's romantic, isn't it? Just you and I, Benny, on the beach together, sun going down.
This is lovely. They've literally sailed. Well, not literally, but they have sailed from 7 o'clock this morning, and I'm guessing it must be nearly 5 o'clock local time now. So it's a full 10-hour day. So there we go. Thanks for tuning in. Like I say, hopefully we're going to see some podium action. They've got the podiums there on the beach. They've got the winners. So you would expect we're probably going to see it. Will we see it on the live stream? I don't know. I would like to think so.
Do we want to have a quick look at the last few minutes of the women's final, or is it?
Well, yeah, I was thinking that. I just didn't want to take my eyes off the screen in case something happens.
Okay, something happens.
Yeah, maybe we get an interview.
Well, that's true.
Maybe not. That is the problem when you're in South Africa and you're in Australia and this is in Japan. We don't really know what's happening.
We have no idea what's happening. Hold on,
Maybe
let me get my phone.
Use your powers of communication and find out.
Okay, hold on. Let me bit of ESP.
And if you are just tuning in, this is obviously not the official stream. This is like the red button. This is the alternative commentary stream. We have just stole the IWT feed and put it on Windsurfing.TV. So, you know, if you're thinking this is like amateur hour here, yeah, I apologize, but we're doing a little bit here. We were watching it anyway, so we thought, why not? But we can have a look.
I'm sending a text message. I'm not sure. So any live interviews?
We're going to have a look back, like you say, at that women's final.
I love this little community of people that come watch us here, Benny. It's all 80 of us. Good on you guys. We're all keen, aren't we? Jeez. Oh, okay. I have a message. We have an update. So apparently there is some live interviews coming up, Benny.
Okay. So this is the women's final, or like we'll try and do some highlights of it. Obviously, Sato had already got her waves in by this point. Maria Andras was looking very strong early on. I'm just trying to see if I can skip a few waves. Not easy to. This is Sato, I think. Yeah, this is Sato on the Severn. This is probably the winning wave in the end. I think with this next wave, no one overtook her after this. So, clean open face turn. Backside air. I say she is a local to Omazaki. It does make a difference. Knowing where to be, where that peak is moving around, it's definitely shifting a bit.
While you're doing this, I'll just log on to the live stream. So if something comes up, I can could tell us that something's happening.
This is Maria Morales, obviously on the Goya. And you can see just from early doors, things changed around quite a bit. Maria Andras at this point was looking in a very good-looking lead.
Oh, Benny, you might want to go back to the to live.
Okay.
Are we just waiting on Morgan now? That's it.
The electronic music in the background is going to turn into a doof.
Dropping the
Morgan.
Dropping the bass.
Where are you? Has he gone sailing? Makeup. Yeah, makeup.
Underground beats, isn't it? Just some Japanese underground beats. Don't you love live TV, Benny?
Okay, well, let's begin. We're going to begin with the women, bringing up the finalists for the men and women onto the stage. If we could bring up Maria Morales Navarro, Maria Andreas, Sarah Hauser, and Motoko Sato. If you could all come up and stand on the left-hand side here. Thank you. And for the men, could we please have Morgan Noiro, Victor Fernandez, Marcilio Brown, and Bant Rodiger up on the right-hand side.
メンズとウィメンズのファイナリストをお呼びいたしますね。
Stand close.
舞台の下でいいの？ Not on the stage?
Okay. We had some fantastic waves and some light winds and difficult conditions. We're surprised we didn't get jumps this year, but there we go. We've got some great wave riding. We're going to be announcing the fourth place in the women. Maria Morales, step up on the blue. Thank you. Thank you.
4位です。
Congratulations, Maria. You've come all the way from Pozo, Gran Canaria. You're going on the wrong tack. All these places? No.
It's not Pozo, it's Tenerife.
Tenerife. Welcome to Japan. How did you feel about your first time here?
I feel really happy. This place is amazing. The people is so kind. And this is a new experience for me because this is a starboard tag and in Tenerife is sport tag. But I learned a lot and I'm super happy to be here.
Well, we're thrilled to have you, and congratulations for making the final on your first trip.
テネリファから初めて日本に来ましたで、今日来れて本当に嬉しいし、勝てて嬉しい。でも、ポートタックすごい苦手だったので、ずーっとポートタックの練習ができて、ちょっと学べた気がしています。また来たいです。
And in third place in the women's final, Maria Andreas. Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations, Maria. Now, you were here last year. How does this year compare?
It's even better because I knew some of the people, so now it's like meeting them all again, and it was great to see you all. I love this place. I love Omaezaki. I love Japan, and I love you all. You're amazing, and I'm stoked to be here. Yeah.
今年2回目なんですけど、去年会った人たちにもう1回会えたから、今年の方がすっごい楽しかったです。
Well, congratulations. Now, moving on to second place in the final, Sarah Hauser, our Fiji champion, two-time Aloha Classic champion. Congratulations on claiming second place
2位はサ
in
ラ
the、SBI.
アロハのチャンピオンですし、フィジーでも2回勝ってます。
Congratulations, Sarah. How does it feel to be in Japan and be in a final?
It's kind of surreal because I've never, in my dreams, thought I would go windsurf in Japan. So when it was put on the calendar, I was like, this sounds fun. And I'm really excited I came, really glad I came. And I think this is a good group of friends and people to fight in marginal conditions. And yeah, so thank you all. That was fun.
Well, congratulations.
まさか自分がね、ウィンドサーフィンしてて日本に来るなんてこと想像もしてなかったから、カレンダーに日本行きってね、日程を入れた時にものすごい嬉しかったし、こっちに来てみたらすごい優しい人にもいっぱい会えて、このギリギリコンディションの中で、もう仲いいみんなと戦えてすっごい楽しかったです。
And our champion, the champion of Japan 20 times, Aloha Classic champion, last year's champion, briefly world number one last year after winning here. Motoko Sato, congratulations on your home turf.
優勝佐藤素子さん、もう日本で20回以上優勝してるアロハも勝ってるし、もう本当に去年ここでも勝っていて、世界チャンピオンですね。
Motoko Sato, a few words in Japanese.
じゃあトランスレーション。御前崎でずっとやってくるけど、こんなにオンショアとかあんまりやったことがなくて、ちょっとまあ苦手意識はあったんですけど、ヒートをするごとになんか学習して、ファイナルはちょっとちゃんと乗れたのでよかったです。で、まあ若い世代の子たちが出てきてるっていうのと、あと、やっぱり海外になかなか行けなくなって、こうやって海外の選手とやれるっていうのはすごいありがたいし嬉しいです。もうこの大会運営してくださった皆様ありがとうございました。
Being a local here, people think that I'm used to this condition, but I'm not really used to this onshore conditions at all. And I'm learning a lot after heat, and I'm so glad I was able to win. And it's really thrilled to have all the riders from all over the world. Now it's really hard to go out and compete and meet with all the people after the COVID situation. So it's really thrilling to meet with all of you and to race with you.
Well, congratulations to all of you finalists. Well done.
おめでとうございます。
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, she's not used to those conditions, so that just says it.
Okay, well, moving on to the men. Thank you very much, champion women. In the men's division, we had 4 finalists who battled through a lot of very difficult heats with incredibly good riders. The people who didn't make the final tell you how well these guys sailed.
ファイナルに来る前にものすごい何回も水の中入って頑張ってきた4人です。
In 4th place, Morgan Noiro,
4位、モーガン。
3-time Aloha Classic champion.
アロハ3回チャンピオンになってます。
Morgan, how does it feel sailing in Japan and the World Cup on the opening event of this tour?
It was fun. I'm glad we ended up getting some conditions. I think going up to that shrine and getting a blessing probably helped because it was looking pretty bad. But no, I'm very happy to end the year, start the year with a final. I would have rather done a little better, but that's okay. Congratulations to these guys for ripping, and thank you everyone for having us and organizing this. And yeah, I love coming to Japan, and I'm excited to come back next year. Thank you.
Well done, Morgan.
コンディションがちょっと難しいかな、予報も見てて難しいかなと思ったんだけど、多分神社に行ってお祈りした効果があったと思うんですよね。で、このコンディションが1日持ってみんなで戦えてすごい楽しかったです。だけどすごい難しくって、でもその中でも頑張ったこの上位3人におめでとう言いたいと思います。で、日本大好きなので、またぜひ戻ってきたいです。
All right. Now, in third place, in an incredibly close fight between all four of these riders, but in third place, our legendary world champion multiple times, Victor Fernandez.
On the podium.
3位はビクター。この4人ともすごいポイントが競っていて、大した差はないんですけど、ワールドチャンピオンの方が3位になりました。
Victor, welcome to Japan. Well done on making the final. How does it feel?
Thank you very much. I'm really happy to be up here with these guys. It's not easy. It's been many years competing. In 2012 was my last time in Japan. I'm really happy to come back and see the big community of windsurfing. It's amazing. And yeah, today was really hard conditions, but we made it. The waves were big and challenging for everyone. Yeah, thanks for everything and see you next year.
今日みんなと、この皆さん、仲間たちと一緒に競技できてすごい楽しかったです。コンディション難しかったけど、2012年以来久々の来日だったので、またここのウィンドサーフィンのコミュニティの仲間たち、お友達に会えてすっごい楽しかったです。またぜひ戻ってきたいと思っています。ただすごいコンディションがハードだったけど、みんな頑張ったと思います。ありがとうございます。
And in an extraordinary battle that had everyone on this beach on the tip of their toes, Bri, you opened the heat with a strong start, shall we say? You led from the start. You had amazing rounds. You had amazing waves. And right at the buzzer, you've ended up in second place. Congratulations. Brasinia, you're on a bit of a roll here. 2 world titles in a row. This is your third time last year. Winning the Aloha Classic a little while ago and starting this year on a strong footing. How do you feel?
I feel really happy. Second place is a great start for me, and I'm proud to be standing here next to these guys. And also really happy to come back to Japan. The hospitality here is incredible. And right when the wind came, the temperature got a little bit higher as well for us. So it was nice and warm today. So yes, a great start of the year, and really thankful for everybody who made this possible. Really appreciate everybody. Thank you.
すごい波も難しかったけど、この4人と戦えて、で、自分もこの今ワールドチャンピオンだって紹介されたけど、2位になれたことすごく誇りに思っています。で、とても難しいコンディションだったけど、この大会をちゃんと開催してくれて、実行してくれた皆さんに感謝したいと思ってます。すごい楽しかったです。
Yeah, congratulations, guys. Now, in one of the more extraordinary performances of his career, we've got Rodiger pulling it out of the bag on the last 30 seconds with a wave and an amazing ride. Congratulations, Rodiger. You have won the SB Care Omazaki Japan World Cup.
1位になったバンド、最後の30秒のものすごいパフォーマンスでみんながね、つま先に立って見たでしょうっていう一本ですごい取っていきましたね、1位。
Ben, do you think you were going to be standing up on top of that podium today?
1位になると思ってた？
No, definitely not. I think for all of us, we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to finish the competition today. And that in itself is a great achievement. Thank you, Simeon. Thank you, Hise-san. Thank you, everyone, for working so hard to make this happen. This was a beautiful day. I mean, look at it. It's awesome. I had an amazing time out there in the final. And during the final, and really during the whole day, I just had a feeling something good was going to happen. But windsurfing is like that. Like, something good is happening to all of us that are participating in this sport and windsurfing. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
まず1位になれるなんて思ってなかったし、これがファイナルまで今日朝の時点で行くなんても思っていなかったから、このファイナルが2個ちゃんとできたっていうことだけでも、もう皆さん素晴らしいことだと思うし、シメオンと石井さんはじめ実行委員会の皆様のすごい頑張りがあってのことだと思うので感謝しています。で、最後の30分間すごいずっと楽しくて、てか30分だけ、ファイナルだけじゃなくて朝からずっとこんないい天気の中でセーリングできて、もうずっと楽しいと思ってたし、自分にだけじゃなくてすごいいい日になるなっていう予感がずっとあったので、ちゃんといい日でファイナルまで終われてすごい嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。
All right, a huge round of applause for our finalists and winners today, and we'll see you at Saturday night for a big party where we hold out the
土曜日にね、ちゃん
trophies.
と表彰式します。パーティーで。
It's party day.
Party day.
Tomorrow we're going to be having an early briefing for the juniors, the under-21s. We're going to be here at 8:30 for registration, 9 o'clock briefing, and then we'll go. So, great day. Congratulations. Thank you all to the community. Thank you to the Omizaki government. Thank you to SB Care. Let's have a good time. Congrats. Woo.
この後ジュニアのリストとかありますが、まずは一旦この表彰を終わりにします。前崎市の皆さん、実行委員会の皆さん、スポンサーの皆さん、ありがとうございます。で、写真、フォローシュー。
Well, there you go. What do you make of that, Mr. Van Bellen?
Well, I knew all along that Bernard was going to win. That's what I said yesterday, didn't I?
Yeah, definitely.
No. No, look, it's a couple of surprises, but not really. We thought Marsilio was going to be up there. You actually called Victor. I remember you talking up Victor a bit, saying that he was definitely one to look for, and there he is in third place.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's a difficult one to call in those conditions. Like if you'd watched the live stream today, you'll realize the early rounds were tricky. Let's be honest. They were very light. You know, not easy. You know, you could say there was luck involved. There's always luck involved. But what I always tell people in racing, when they're like, "Oh, this is gusty wind. Oh, it's luck," I'm like, look at the podium.
Yeah.
You look at the podium. You've got all champions on there. You know, lower classic champions. You know, world champion. How does the world champion, if it's luck, get to the final every time? You know, it's like there obviously isn't just luck involved. You know, there is a lot of skill, and then definitely towards the end of the competition when the wind filled in a bit, I think that would just seemed a bit fairer. You could pick more waves, you could get some hits, and then you know. It took something a little extra, a little special from Bernd Rodiger to beat Marsilio Brown, which, you know, that was the bit of magic. And that was quite cool that happened, that buzzer beater, you know, that goiter right on the end. I mean, it was at the end. You couldn't have. And then he literally got off and went up the beach. I mean, his last move pretty much got him to the beach. So he rode it from all the way out the back, goitered at the end. I think he got a 7.5, and that's what put him ahead of Brown. But this is the first event of the year. You know, you can't win the world title at the first event of the year, but you can make it hard for yourself. So all the guys that have probably made the top 5 here, I would say, would be pretty happy to their start of the year. Obviously, the guys in the final are going to be the happiest, and the guys further up the podium, because they've given themselves just a good start to the year. But this is just the start. It really is. There's so much more to come this year. But, you know, what you're thinking is you don't want your discard at the first event. Costa used his discard already. You know, first event of the year, his discard's gone.
Yeah.
It's going to be, you know, it's a long year then without any mistakes, which is difficult.
Morgan, he always seems to get up there in that top sort of 5 a lot, doesn't he? You know, he's always in that mix. You know, he's such a consistent sailor. He gets the scores. And Bernard, he's a surprise packet. You never know what's going to come out of the.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's have a little look. I was wondering, do we do a separate podcast? I think we should, because otherwise this will get a bit disjointed. I think we can leave this now. We just tuned in to see the finals, talk about it, but maybe we do a summary podcast tomorrow. Where we'll go through the results. We'll have a look at some of the, you know, major turning points, because there was some big turning points. You know, there was a Costa Paris heat in the redemption heat, which is like the second chance heat, which was kind of a crazy heat. Obviously, Paris was the one that got the nod. It was very small margins. And there was quite a few other heats like that went, you know, a certain way. And I think it's probably best to do that in one podcast rather than add it on to this one. Otherwise, it's going to get a bit long.
No.
So,
sounds good.
I think
well, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad that you actually made this happen, because we actually ended up with a bit of a thriller in the end, in the last few dying seconds. That was good. Good way to end it.
Okay, so there we go. That's it. If you are staying tuned to the channel, I'm going to put it on the podcast. I guess we're going to try and do something tomorrow, maybe, where, again, just stay tuned and I'll let you know. But we'll pretty much go, like I just said, go through the heats, pick out some sort of major bits and see if we can kind of summarize it a little bit for the guys that didn't get a chance to watch it live, because there was some quite interesting points. But I think if you tuned in for this, you saw the most interesting point, the goiter at the end by Bernd Rodiger, giving him the title here in Omazaki and the lead in the World Tour rankings. And obviously Sato on the women's side, she is now leading on the other side of the draw. So stay tuned to the channel. Cheers, Mr. Paul Van Bellen. Good job from the guys over there in Japan. Good to see that all the riders seem pretty happy with the event and all the support they're getting from the local guys. So cool. Until the next time.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
It's that time of the week again. Sit back, relax, we got the brain of band. No need to stress in the house, it's Van Bellen. The game is windsurfing, you can't yell them or tell them. We get the news, the views, the win biz. The brand's gear tips plus the world's best quiz. Cause PWA, we're professionals without the pay. There's nothing in pole dancing that we won't chat. From tandem boards to a windsurfing cat. It's your one-stop shop for a laugh and listen. Tune in each week or you'll be doing the missing.